Welcome to the Get Twisted podcast with your hosts, Zac and Joe. In this episode, we discuss with TR Mansfield the new beer brewed specifically for the Casta Pasta. Then, Joe and Brandon talk about the new beers out this month, including Let the Wookie Win, a golden stout celebrating May the 4th. Finally, we talk about the Twisted Irons Czech beers, notoriously known as the Czech Twins. And the whole episode, everyone wonders, what happened to Matt's arm?
Dude, I'm sorry to take you away from open mic night. What the hell?
Yes, because I would be so good at it.
Well, I mean, you're probably better than you were before. But what happened to your arm, man? Tell us.
It was a freak smelting accident. The doctors don't know for sure, but my theory is that the physical limitations of nature were arrived at.
Oh my God.
It's either that or I think. I know which one I'm going for.
I was waiting for you to say, or at least admit to us, that you were manually masturbating caged animals for artificial insemination.
That's such a good line. I forgot about that.
That rhino.
I have a job that matters.
Yeah, fucking gross.
What's going on, guys? Zac here with the Get Twisted podcast.
Why is it so fucking loud in here again?
Well, I'm not going to apologize for it. It's open mic night, and we just pulled TR Mansfield, who is the GM of La Casta Pasta. So we're sitting here with him, and then we also got our brewer Brandon here, who I've never gotten to interview before. He's been on the podcast a bunch.
I have, and it's very, very good to be here with you. I'm very excited.
So, TR,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about La Casta Pasta for anybody who's never been there before.
So La Casta Pasta is a Newark staple. It's been there for 47 years, so we're coming up on like almost 48. It's owned by the Marticelli family. The family is first generation Italian. His father, John Marco Marticelli, is the one that owns Chesapeake Inn and Klondike Kate's. His father, Giuseppe, and his mother, Anna, started La Casta Pasta back in 1978, and it's been there ever since. It's awesome. Grown. It started as a little pizza shop in a strip plaza off of Four Seasons Parkway, off 896, and it's kind of grown over the years and many renovations. There was a fire in 2008, which a lot of businesses that would have put out. Instead, they decided to rebuild everything bigger and better, and kept everything going.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Yeah, my grandmother drugged me there. Not that it's a bad thing, but she took me there all the time when I was a kid. So that was her favorite place to go. So she always loved to come get salmon. So since a kid, I remember going. At shit. I mean, once or twice a year at least. So it's good times.
we get that a lot. Like a lot of people, it was their grandmother or grandparents kind of brought them in.
Yep.
So our renovations that we did almost 2 years ago. Brought a lot more of a younger crowd in. It's a newer, swankier bar. A lot of deep grays and things like that. We have live entertainment on Fridays and Saturday nights during the winter time.
Awesome.
In fall and spring, we don't do it in the summer, but it kind of brings people in to kind of check it out and see what's going on, and you get a live music scene at the same time. So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
I didn't realize you guys were doing that. Yeah, some nice fine Italian and some live music.
Yeah.
It's a perfect date night for anybody out there looking for one.
What kind of bands play there?
Usually solos, duets. We do have some big guys that sing like Italian off of the the old classic songbooks. There's some newer stuff that comes up, as far as like the new age music and things like that. But it's more. It's not somebody that's trying to be a rocker. It's background music, so you want to go in and enjoy yourself, on a date night or whatever.
Right.
It's there, but it's not going to be, right in your ear and kind of in your face.
That good ambiance in the background. Yeah, okay.
So it's good.
So we have a collab coming up with Twisted Irons and La Casta Pasta. Can you tell me a little bit about how that came to be?
So, yeah, we did a collab. I used to work for a company called Midnight Oil, brewing company that was also in Newark, who has since closed down. We did a collaboration with you guys about a year ago, a year and a half or so, called The Fug. It was an Italian style Pilsner, which kind of fit right in, and that was kind of like stuck in my mind. And then they did brew a beer for me for a while, or for us, should I say. That was the beer that we used as our house beer. Since they didn't brew it anymore, the first thought that I came to was, we're going to go to Twisted Irons. We already did a collab on it. I started, to get to know you guys a little bit, so it was just it was the immediate thing. There is other breweries in Newark, but there wasn't even a consideration to go anywhere else other than Twisted for that. So
we appreciate that big time, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's kind of how it came about, and we tried to pick a beer that was a play on a classic Italian style drink, which is limoncello. And a lot of the older Italians, you talk to people and their grandmother or grandfather used to make limoncello in their kitchen, where they're peeling the lemons and going through that whole process. Giuseppe makes his own limoncello that I've had numerous times in the restaurant. And then, it just kind of came about, like, let's make a limoncello inspired beer.
Yeah.
And here we have it.
And what was the process for you making this beer?
So, my job was very easy. This man over here has done all the hard work by peeling lemons, an entire case, and juicing them for me. So my job was very easy. What we did is we kind of took like a Kolsch base. So we're looking for an ale that has some body but still has that crispness of a lager. It's that perfect style to lend something to add more to. Because when you think of like a Bud Light, when you add too many things to it, it just becomes too much. So we didn't want a light lager or anything like that. So Kolsch was where we landed. And then from there, we just started adding lemon peel and lemon juice until we're kind of getting where we want. The addition of some flaked oats to give a little bit of body for that slight creaminess that you get with that limoncello is what we're going for there. But that's pretty much it. It is a nice Kolsch base and then just fresh lemon, and it should be something that everybody enjoys. It tastes like sunshine, if I could say something.
What's the alcohol percentage on it?
So we're looking right around 5%.
Okay.
So over the next time or two that we tweak this batch, we might pull it down just a little bit and then look for maybe somewhere in the 4-5 area. But that's our first time making it, so there's always room for improvement, and we'll have it tweaked by the next time. But if you come down right now and try it, you will not be disappointed. I can say that. It is very good. So.
Sounds like a light, like a good sunshiny beer that you said. It's gonna be great for the summer.
Perfect thing to come into spring and summer, as I was going to say. So, and it will be exclusively on tap at Casta Pasta, and then we will have some here as well because we got to represent. But that'll be where to find it. So yeah.
And when can we expect to see it at Casta Pasta?
As soon as it's ready.
Oh man.
As soon as we're good to go.
We're looking within it depends on when you listen to this podcast, but from day of recording, we're looking for probably a week. So it just depends on, I don't know if this will be dated or not, and if it's not, too bad for you. You don't even know when we're gonna have it. So.
All right. So what are you guys drinking right now?
Oh, so current. No, excuse me. Currently.
I got lucky.
Yeah, dude, big time.
I have to move.
Currently, I'm drinking our Kolsch. Finkel is Einhorn. I've said this again in another podcast, but Kolsch's are the best thing that's ever happened. That's why we're also doing this beer as a Kolsch. It's the perfect blend between like ale, having some body, and a lager. So fight me. I'm drinking the Kolsch.
Cheers, guys.
TR, what are you drinking, buddy?
I'm drinking the exact same thing, to be honest with you, because let's go with the base of the beer, and the one and only.
I'll drink it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So, what are we calling the beer?
That's actually a good point. What are we calling this beer?
So we're gonna call it.
Welcome, dude. I just talked to Matt. Did you know he admitted how he fucked up his arm?
Dude, he tried to take on that gorilla, didn't he?
My God, I didn't know he.
They only had 87 men. I told him they needed 100.
No. It was his favorite movie is Clerks. So he went out and literally got a job manually masturbating caged animals for artificial insemination. Gorilla fucked him up. Yeah.
That's why he wanted wire cutters.
That's wild. So what beer are we talking about today?
Oh yeah, so I'm here sampling Wookie today, man. So we just put it on tap for May the 4th be with you, and May the 4th be with you. Oh,
fifth,
yeah, actually,
the sixth. Now, was it
yeah.
the fifth strikes back
Oh,
and then
God.
Revenge of the Sixth? I don't know. There's like so many days.
It is. So today, I guess, is
Pretty
technically Revenge of the Sixth, but you know, we like Wookiees better. So yeah,
do.
this is our Golden Stout.
This is Let the Wookie Watch.
Yeah, no, well, if only he could watch. This is Let the Wookie Win.
Let the Wookie win.
Because you always should if you want to keep your arms. Maybe that's what happened to Matt.
Oh, he was fucking
He
with
was
the
playing
Wookie.
Sabak with Chewbacca. That's what happened.
I like it.
So yeah, quick sip.
Wow. So I'm not even going to describe taste because you've already. You
Oh, yeah.
want to wipe your mouth. You've got beer
sorry.
jizz all.
Oh, God.
over
Sorry,
all over
it's my
yourself.
first time ever sampling beer on
all right.
camera. I'm very nervous. So I'm sorry.
So tell me about the Wookie. What was kind of your inspiration for it?
So back when I first got into brewing beer, it was just a style that I saw for the first time, a golden stout. It's just something that is just like, it blows your mind. You see something that is this color, but it's going to taste like something that is dark.
Much darker. Is this also
closer
called a
to
white
your-
stout, or am I confused?
White stout would be another thing you would
Okay,
call it.
okay.
It's tomato in that sense. It's
There you go.
It's a made up style anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
All
if
words
we're,
are made up.
We're kicking it back to the old school styles, but so it's one of those. It kind of branches the worlds. It's a little bit lighter for some of those people that don't want that aggressive of a stout. So it's a little lighter on your chocolate and your coffee notes.
What did the ABV come in on this one?
This one is rated at 6.
Nice.
So this one is
that's not bad.
it's approachable. That way, it's not some of your stouts you get a little bit higher, and your 8 to your 7 to your 9, or in that area, and you don't always want that. So you want something a little more sessionable. So this style allows for that, a little bit more sessionable, less alcohol. So it's coming into the summertime too. It also feels lighter on your palate. So this is a good beer for
It is.
spring and moving into summer.
It has a little bit of
So-
sweetness to it.
Yep,
Would you
just a
consider this a
tinge.
dessert stout at all, or what about the flavor profile?
I would say on the cusp, maybe. So there is a light sweetness and a chocolatey vanilla that comes through that people that like sweetness would enjoy, but it's not necessarily too sweet. Excuse me, for the people like me who like too much sugar and too sweet of a beer is just too much for me.
Same.
I need a pretzel afterwards, so this is still approachable for those people that don't like something that is too sweet. So it kind of hits all the marks.
It is neat.
It's a
could eat
fun
pretzel with
thing.
this. It
Like,
kinda
I mean,
would
a
go-
pretzel
what
would
you
not
pair
be a
this-
bad thing.
So what else? What else besides? Let's let the Wookie win this one. But what else have you been brewing lately?
So other fun things, we have Papi that just came on for Cinco de Mayo. Conveniently cans placed right here. Oh, why did that happen? So Cinco de Mayo is a celebratory event
5th of
that
May,
everybody
right?
has here, but
the name.
Papi is our Mexican lager. It is has a
The group
gosh,
just
they're
got hit
shooting
by
at us.
a golf ball. Yeah, almost.
It has
Matt, stop fucking swinging the clubs.
we
Normally
told
I'm
you with that arm.
behind the camera. There we go.
So it's our Mexican lager, nice, light and crisp. Obviously for this time of the year, spring, moving into your summer, and Cinco de Mayo, you always want a crispy boy. And then we use Matueca hops to add a little bit of lime to it. So
Isn't tight.
yeah. Thank you very much. So you always think about a Mexican lager, your Corona with lime, or be it whatever, Modelo with lime. So this is the idea behind it. And then we took out the extra step and we just put the lime in there for you. So very crisp, light and refreshing. We've made it many times before, so I know the other people out there that already know what this is. They are very excited that it is back.
Absolutely.
It's in cans. It's on tap, obviously. So yeah,
Come get some today.
come get it.
Right on.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. All right, so we're here on open mic night. Twisted Irons.
I
Get
hope we
Twisted
hear the
podcast.
drums one more time.
We are gonna hear some music in the background. I apologize. So I'm here with Brandon and Matt.
Hello,
This
hello.
is their theme song. We're talking about beer.
The Czech Twins is what we're getting ready to talk about.
Yeah. I can't believe we didn't arrive at this sooner, but this is awesome. So we usually brew our Czech Bohemian Pilsner a few times a year, but like especially right now, and then right behind it our Czech Dark, that's a Pils, and then our Czech Dark, Czech Mate. And that being an underappreciated lager, I think, in any case, and
Definitely underappreciated.
having them both on tap allows us to have them both on tap, but also people enjoy the mix, the half and halves and whatever. And so we've recently just started calling it the Czech Twins, which I love, and I think it's hilarious.
Great idea.
So,
I
it's
do
just
them
shorthand. Like, who wants to say all those words?
Hey,
Like, who's
words
got
are
time
not
for that, you know?
Yep. We just have time to drink, so.
New art, right? Right.
Yep. And
All right.
we are excited about that.
So what do we officially call it? A Czech Mix? Is that what it is?
Chex Mix was the drink in the glass. Yeah, the half and half. Yeah.
Put them together.
Yeah, because one's named that one's named Czech Please, and the other one is named Czech Mate. Which I have to say, the Czech Mate artwork is probably one of my favorites. Right up there with Teacup, but
It's probably my
just
favorite
different.
one to do.
It's
Also.
different.
It was
Oh,
art
was it?
fun, yeah.
Nice.
Artist is handsome too. Just saying. But I do. I like.
Slide in a little closer.
It is a cool artwork.
Maybe we only need that one, Mike.
Nice minimalist colors and all that stuff. So yeah. And then personally, I like Czech Please, or yes, Czech Please.
You had to look down to make sure.
I
you knew
did.
what it was.
I had to double check which one. I'm sorry, but I like the green color on this one and the
color's
old school like stamp logo about
Yeah.
it. Like it is really awesome, and it's my
When
other
we did the
favorite.
art for that, I mean, you told me that the sort of the bar for a good Pilsner is Pilsner or Kel. So
Gold standard, man.
I was looking
Yeah.
at their. I wanted to take inspiration from their color palettes. That's why
Yeah.
it's
No, man.
green, the white, gold, red.
No.
That kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I enjoyed it a
That's
lot.
stepped in the right direction, I think,
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's an ode to
They
the
still use square fermenter, square opens,
Yeah.
and they have an underground where there's barrels too,
Yeah.
which is wild, you
Yep.
know.
I mean, it keeps it nice and like 50 degrees under there all the time.
Yeah, but who knows what kind of treasure they have hoarded under there?
Oh, they
You
can
know,
only imagine.
it's like a Templar treasure almost, you know.
You know, there's like old school tunnels
That's what
under
I'm
there,
saying.
like going to places.
There's like the brewer that didn't quite work out.
He's still brewing in a chamber somewhere.
His bones are under the.
That's what the kettle's for.
And that's. What do I have? I have sea Papi in my glass here tonight.
Oh, you got the sea Papi?
What are you drinking?
I am drinking Finkel is Einhorn, the Kolsch. Which, just throwing it out there, Kolsch's are the best thing that's ever happened to beer. That's my personal opinion, just saying.
Maddie, what you got?
Personal opinion.
These opinions do not necessarily represent those of the.
Yeah, exactly. As we talk about Czech beer, this is not
But the
like
last
old-
time we made Czech Please, Kolsch was not in his mind.
No, it was not. And then all of a sudden, it was like Kolsch was here. And now
Post hip hop, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, look at this! We've discovered this wonderful aroma.
For the people that haven't had these beers before, we're talking about Czech Mate and Czech Please. Can you tell them what these beers are?
Czech Please is our Bohemian Pilsner. So nice, light and crisp. Features noble hops. Everything
Saaz
that is
specifically.
Saaz, straight out of Europe. I mean, this is what our ancestors and everyone had. I mean, this is what beer was.
And single-handedly launched the Pilsner style.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
really.
Specifically.
And Pilsen Czech, that's where the malt name comes from.
Yep.
That's where the beer name comes from.
Yep.
First brewed by the Apatosaurus, the very first beer.
The Apatosaurus.
Yeah. And then Czech Mate is the other one now.
Yeah, so the corresponding one there, it's there's a few different Czech names for this, and it can be anywhere from like a more ambery kind of lager to straight up like really dark. Tmave Pivo is, I think, the general name for the Czech lager in the dark Czech lager in Czech, but it's basically like a 4.8 to 5.2, and you're getting the richness of the malt and the color, but like you're not getting. People get messed up visually, and this is one of the reasons we love this beer so much, because this is my #1 beer for changing people over, or turning people over who say they don't like dark beers, as if that's like a style of thing, and it's not. I mean, and it's a fine mistake to make. We all make, you know.
It's dark.
You visually intercept something, and you're like, oh, this is going to taste one way, and it's kind of your brain playing tricks on you a little bit. And you guys talked about the white stout and another one of these where you're really challenging that perception, like right out of the gate, which is nice. But this one, so you get the color and you get the richness of the malt, but you don't get the acridness, the bitterness, the overly dryness, no roast.
That coffee and roast.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what I think people are always apprehensive about when we get to stouts.
I don't like
the
coffee.
roast and
I don't
coffee.
like this, right?
Especially the coffee. Like,
you know,
who likes
that's fine.
black coffee? I mean, I do, but like,
But not everybody does,
a lot
right.
of people don't. So, and that's the thing that scares people. And this beer does not have that. And
Yeah.
It's just like you look at it and you're like, oh no, and you drink it and it's like, oh, this is nice and crispy.
And I think a lot of people associate it with a heavy beer that's really.
They do, and it's
not.
It's right up
very
there with the visual color thing too. Like
Yep.
their brain goes, oh, darker, it's heavier.
Yeah, it's a juxtaposition. The color does not.
Great way to describe it. $10 word, love it. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Dictionary.com. Sponsoring today's video is
I don't know what it is about that, because Guinness is all the one. Like my ex-father-in-law used to be like, oh, no, I won't drink that Ruthar. Meanwhile, back at the camp, science will tell us it's one of the lightest beers out there, not just by strength, but also by density. And on a nitro pour, it's basically air halfway at that point. It'll float. And so it's just one of those misconceptions that as you interact with your customers and fellow beer advocates, you want to, just address this stuff, I think, as it comes along, because I think they're going to learn something, you're able to help them out, and everybody wins.
and it's a nice beer because we serve it two different ways, really. We have it a lot of times on the side pour. In the can, it is a very different experience.
Yeah, 100%. So the side pull faucets.
I see.
And I guess we don't have a prop. Maybe we can throw a video or a picture in there later.
Don't
or
tell me
whatever.
what to do.
I won't tell you what to
Podcast,
do,
yeah.
but maybe we could.
I do that.
It's a way to introduce aeration into the beer as it pours, and so what it does is it creates this really thick, luscious, drinkable foam. Really wet foam is what it's called, and it can change the entire taste perception of what you're drinking. The Czech breweries and some of the breweries in Europe have been using it forever. They're really expensive. There's not a lot in the States. You hear about it more and more. I think Human Robot is probably the most notable one in this area. Excuse me. They're also bigger than we are, so they're gonna be more well known for it. But
I know on the side pour, the redolence hits you as soon as you put your nose up to it. Bang.
It releases. Yeah. So with all that,
That's my second big word from dictionary.com.
That's what.
That foam and so don't fear the foam. I think that's the one thing I would say about the side
Everybody
pull.
gets mad when they see
it's
head in their beer, like, oh, I'm not getting as much. It's like, no, you're getting the proper experience, and trust me, the glass that we're serving it in, you're getting your size. Like, you're getting what you want.
Yeah, and not only that, it's
we do
it's
talking
healthy.
about head on the podcast quite frequently.
Who doesn't love a little?
No, you brought a really good point. Beer head is important.
Yeah,
part of the experience.
So it brings out all the aromas. So first thing you do when you go to have a beer is you eat with your eyes. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna look at it and you're gonna determine everything that you can think and do by just looking at it. Like, okay, this is a clear beer. It's golden. I would assume it's a light beer. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna smell. So that's where the head comes in, because if you don't have that head to allow all those aromas to come out through that bubbling and that head, you're not going to smell anything. So that's why it is so important. And then obviously the third step is you're going to swig it back and find out if you like the beer or not.
And that's not to say that beers not poured on a side pull don't have aroma. It's an enhancement.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just,
Accentuate
it adds
it adds to the flavor too. So you're
it
just
does.
getting a more flavorful experience versus drinking it out of the can, which is still not a bad way to consume.
You can't lose, honestly. I mean, you're drinking one of the Czech twins. You can't lose. There's no losing proposition at all. And on the side pull, with the different pours, we can do a crisp one, which is a little bit ahead. We could do one of the more normal ones, which is about an inch ahead, and then they can do the Mliko, which is about 8/10 head.
As people call them, milk pour.
He made it sound really fancy. It's a milk pour.
It's a milk pour. Yeah.
You're slamming
Just
the milk
shit
pour.
all over
He was
my.
like, if you want a ColecoVision.
But say that again for the people. What was that?
Mliko.
Yeah,
Mliko.
very fancy.
Should I put this on the screen too, Matt?
Yeah,
Is that what I should do?
Mliko.
Well, I don't want to tell you what to do, but also
It better be on
you should
there.
probably do it. Yeah.
Be on there if you want your job.
And I'll tell you what, it changes the consistency and the flavor with that thickness level, because that's all the beer's all the way at the bottom, and it's fine when you get there. It's great, but through that whole thing, you're drinking it almost sweetens up the beer a little bit, and it's just a wonderful sensory experience while you're drinking it. So I mean, everybody should try stuff.
Definitely.
Try stuff.
Try stuff.
I think it's our new T-shirt line. We just decree that. Try stuff.
Merchandising.
Merchandising. Twisted Irons, the flamethrower. Well, thank you, boys, for sitting down and chatting beers.
Oh, Phil.
Here, you want no?
You're not going to give me that.
Bam! You've been listening to the Get Twisted podcast with Zac and Joe. Thanks for hanging out with us. And if you have an idea for a guest that we should interview or a topic we should discuss, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you next month with a brand new episode. Cheers, everyone.